back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm your girl Lorna Marie and I have 4 kids. Today we are doing a video on my daily toddler busy bins. Yes, that's a mouthful, but these are bins that I take out, one different one for each day of the week. Now, I did not invent the busy bin. It's been around for a very long time, but I feel like my system within the busy bin is a unique one. I've developed a system for myself that has 10 different elements that I like to see inside the busy bins that I think are important, like learning, sensory, art, like all the different elements that I feel like I need for my toddler to grow and develop are inside of this busy bin. So if you're into this sort of video, definitely consider subscribing and hitting that little bell so you're notified. I do a lot of lifestyle, mommy, organization, and travel videos here on my channel, and I would just love for you guys to be a part of the fam. I'm gonna list everything I can find for you down below. I pride myself in having a very extensive down bar, so I list all the products and info down there for you guys, as well as my website and my Amazon influencer link that is super extensive. It has so much stuff on there, you guys, like, you're gonna love it. If you feel like depositing some positive energies, give your girl a thumbs up. And always, if you're new here or you're not new here, come down and say hello. This is my favorite part of YouTube, is interacting and engaging with you guys. Even if it's just one little emoji, it just gives me that little extra pep in my step that I need to keep creating content, because you don't want to just think that you're creating content for a camera. So it definitely puts a face to a number when you're talking about YouTube, and I just love getting to know you guys. Now, question of the day is, what kind of systems you guys use for your toddlers? Share down below. This is one of the best parts of YouTube, is communicating with each other and our community down below and sharing what we do and our experiences. It is the best part, so definitely share with us. And without further ado, if you guys want to see what is inside my daily toddler busy bins, then just keep watching.
Like a fever, but you without fire. True believer, looking on the wire. I can see on the.
Okay, you guys, so here is what I have going on. I have 4 bins. I have one that's completed that's down here on the floor, but I'm trying to complete my bins. I just wanted to show you guys kind of my process. I pull everything out. I take things out of their box. For example, like this thing, this is huge. It's not gonna fit in one of these bins. So I take it out and I put it in one of these pouches. See that? That's it over there. So I take everything out, break it down a little bit so things can fit better, because I want my 10 elements inside of each one of these bins. So I have all of my busy bins laid out. We're gonna go through each and every one of them, and I'm gonna show you guys what's inside, what my system is, and how everything works. A lot of these ideas are Montessori inspired. Now I have a whole system of how they play with things. I'm gonna be showing you guys that in a little bit. I put everything onto trays and they basically get to take whatever they want out of this box. Now I do take the sensory plate out, so obviously I don't want them dumping that everywhere. And as your kids get older, they can definitely play with this more independently. I also take out the art stuff and the sensory play so it doesn't get everywhere, but pretty much everything else is free reign. And then it's so much easier to clean, because then you can just put the contents back into the box. So, and it's just one day's worth of toys. So it makes it so much easier. You know what's out, you know what you need to find or what pieces you're looking for. So much easier. Now these boxes I got, these are from Target, but I believe I've got a couple also off of Amazon, so I'll be linking these down below for you guys. So first off, in each bin, I like to have these elements inside. Now, every bin does not contain every single one of these. It's a great place to start. It's a great list to get ideas on what you want to incorporate inside of your boxes. You know, the cuddle stuff and things like that, it's not as important, but I love to switch it up and add things in here. And I really think these 10 elements make a well-rounded busy bin or busy box. So let's go through this one, for example. Now, this one has a bunch of, this is actually 2 kits I put into one. You guys, use whatever you have. If you have things around the house, you don't need to repurchase stuff. Do what you can, use what you have. You use what you have, you'll definitely be more likely to try something out like this. So these are bead stringing little toys here, and they can either do it on the stick or on the string. And there's these little pattern makers right here. You can follow along the pattern and they can make the pattern, which is really fun. So my baby, she's about to be 2 in August, so obviously she wouldn't be able to do this, but my 3-year-old can try to attempt to do it. But it's just a good way to start them with fine motor skills, and that is the motor skills for this box. Then I always like to have something they can build, and we just did Duplos. Now this comes in like a giant green tub, and I took it out of the tub and I put everything in here, which now it fits so much better. Then inside I also like to have a book or something they can read. So we have a Mickey book. My family, you guys, you know we're obsessed with Mickey. And then something they can play with. So my daughter has this little mini hair dryer set, so she'll be playing with that. And then my son has these different cars. Let me grab the map. Folds out here. This actually fits really, really well on top. I just couldn't take the picture with it because then you'll be able to see anything inside. But it folds up, it's got Velcro, and it folds into a little cube, which is really nice. So I really enjoy that. And then he just takes the little cars and rides on the tracks and all that. So that's his item that he likes to play with. Then we have some dot art. So I just printed out a bunch of these off the internet for free, and they do these little art daubers or whatever you want to call these. I'm thinking of bingo, that bingo on the brain. And then also something to learn. So then we just have some alphabet flashcards. And then we have like a sticker book. Just a fun little activity they can do. Okay, now every single box has a sensory play. When my kids get older, I have older kid boxes that I will be sharing with you guys in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that. Let me know down below if you're excited to see that video. That one will be for my older kids and how I keep them busy during the summertime and for after school time. But every toddler bin has a sensory play. So this day's sensory play is rice. So I'm gonna be showing you guys a little bit later on how the kids play with the sensory play, what I do, my system is for that. But just to start off, each kid has their own little bin because I have 2 toddlers. You know how the fighting goes. So that is all that we have for this bag. So next box. Now similar content, same idea, same principles, same things that I want to have inside of each box. So we have some learning stuff here. These are great books, you guys. If you have toddlers, this is tracing. This one happens to be tracing, and they just have such great little books and stuff in here. I highly suggest every single one that they come out with. All of my children have done all the books, so they're really good. Then we have some more motor skill stuff. This is lacing stuff. So you take these out and they string them. They can do it however they want. Honestly, that's the whole point in it. They want to just discover and learn and play on their own, which is really great. Then we have this puzzle here, and my kids love putting puzzles together, so that's another learning thing they can do. We also have this little sports thing that's got stickers and fun stuff for them to do. Then for art, okay, this is a really cool one. So this actually has paint in it, but it's clear. You turn this on and they paint with it and it lights up and you can see the colors, which is so much fun. I will definitely be linking this one for you guys. This is a good one to have for kids. And then there's different papers and pages that they can color, and it's Wondercolor, so it doesn't have real color, so it doesn't stain or get everywhere. It's amazing. Okay, so for our building activity, we have the waffle blocks for this one, and I just put it again in these cubes here. And then we have another little puzzle. My kids love puzzles, so they can do this little, it's the 3 bears puzzle, and it has different clothes and outfits for each one of the little bears. And then for playtime, we have little phones they can play, and then we have a little book for them to read. And for this sensory play, we are doing noodles. Love the texture, and that's what it's all about, is switching up the texture. So you guys saw that I had the rice. Now we have the big chunky noodles. That's what makes it fun for the kids. Okay, next box. So I'm gonna show you guys how I put this together. It's really simple, and all these items are from the dollar store. I can link some comparables on Amazon for you guys, so if you don't have access to a dollar store or you can't get to one, but this is just got some little pom-poms, and I add the little stickers on top so they can sort them. So super easy, fun, and it's just these little buckets make it very interesting for them, and they make noise. It's really great. Then we have a puzzle for this one. Then we have some more of these markers, the mess-free, the magic markers. So I have a book here that they have, excuse me, I have a coloring book and a little book, one for my older son and one for my daughter, and a set of the little markers. Then we have a bunch of different little things. If they don't get to everything, that's fine because I don't want to have to keep reloading these bins. I mean, I will if they get bored or I notice something's not being played with, but that's the beauty of these things. And two, I got rid of so much of their stuff and I literally just keep it inside of these bins. So that way it's like, this is what they have, this is what they play with, and that's it. So then we have a learning book. This is like learning about big and small and different animals. So that's a good one. We have a couple little books. I got a Mickey book, and then we have this one for my youngest baby. This is 100 words they can learn. Then in this one, we have finger paints. These are the Crayola finger paints. And then I have 2 of their little bib aprons that I like to keep in here for their art. Then we have these are so much fun. Basically, these are like magnets and you stick these here and they're just so easy to take apart and so easy to put together. The kids just love these things. So I just keep them in this big pouch and they can access them super easy. Then for motor skills for this one, we have these different little shapes and oh, my kids just love doing this. This is by Fisher-Price. Then in this sensory bin, we have beans. We do pinto beans and lima beans for this one. So they have big and small, different textured beans for this one. Next up, we have this bin here. And I just have a little soft book for my youngest toddler. The Caterpillar book. We have a sticker activity book. They can like make faces and different things. So much fun. Then we have this one here. I believe I got this from the dollar store, but it is learning to cut. And I have some really great kid scissors that I'll be showing you guys in a little bit that are great for toddlers and they don't have a blade. So this is really good. We have another one of those little sticker activities so they both can do it. And here's another thing that I put together. I'm gonna show you guys how I made this one and what is inside of it. So basically I have these little cups and I got these from the dollar store. I added stickers to each front and the bottom, and then I put a certain amount of buttons for each cup, and that way they can do sorting onto trays, which is also Montessori inspired. Montessori has just such a great way of learning and teaching kids, and it's just all about accessing things easily and at their own pace, and they just need to complete things that are inside of the shelf, which we're doing inside of the box. And two, if you wanted to set this out like every day, one bin, you just set all this stuff out for them so they can access it and play with it. That is such a great way to have your child's imagination stimulated and they get to just explore on their own, which is really, really good for learning and development. So then we have this giant puzzle here, which is a great puzzle to have. Teaches them to zip, button, snap, tie, all that good stuff. So we have that. And we just have a coloring book in here. Then we have this guy. Now this is a wheel turning thing. Let me show you guys. Build this, they can put more boards together. I only put 2 boards in here since it's just my toddlers, and then I have 4 other boards for my big kids that they can play with. And I just split it up, but that's the beauty of it because they don't need all those pieces. Like this came with so much, like no, too much. So then that way they can just have their own little board and play with it and keep themselves busy. Then we have bean bags. Now they can just play with these. We have buckets and bins they can toss them into, and they just love the way they feel and the weight of them. These are great for kids to have. Then we have a few puppets for them to play with. These are nice to cuddle and to hang out with. Then we also, for motor skills, we have this little wrench and screwdriver set that they can play with. And then we also have rocks. They love this one. I'll be opening all of these for you guys in just a little bit, but they love the rocks. Now we have our next bin. This is our final bin before I show you guys what they play with. Their sensory bins. I have little bins for their toys that they play with, but we have giant flashcards, which are awesome. I can do this with them, or they have a babysitter twice a week, which she can do this with them. It makes it really fun when they have different things to look at and feel, and they keep saying the same letters over and over again, but in a different way. That's what helps reiterate the shapes, the numbers, the letters, if you keep introducing them in different forms. Then we have this coloring pad. Now I don't keep the markers and stuff in here because I don't want them to just have free reign. I will pull those out as they need them if they'd like to color. Now the whole point in these bins is so you don't have to keep getting everything out. You don't have to keep, they don't have to keep saying, Mom, I want this, I want that. That way, like all I have to get out is pens and pencils and then set up their sensory stuff. that takes little time, so it's so much easier this way. But this is my son's, and then I just stuck a couple of girly ones in the front, little under the sea ones, so that is their little art for the day. And they also have a sticker book. These are little scratch things, so they can use popsicle sticks and it'll scratch like a color. See that? So these are fun. I have these in my older kids ones too. They can make theirs, you know, way more detailed than the little kids. But then we have a couple of books, potty book. Then I have, this puzzle is for my youngest daughter. This is a Fisher-Price one, so this one's super easy for her to do. Then I have this. This is a lot of fun. This is a dress-up thing, but it's for a boy. So it has a little stand. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has a stand, and then these are magnetic. So they can stick different things on there, and there's like policeman, firefighter. It's got all different types of community workers in here, so which is great. Then we have these giant blocks. They're just like Duplos or Legos, but they're the big, huge form. And like I said, I break them down into a smaller bag. So the whole bag is not in here. The rest of them is up top, which makes it so much better. Not as many pieces out, and it fits into the box better. I have another little book for my daughter. And then I have this. This is by Fat Brain Toys. Oh, I got this off of Amazon. It's amazing. They are obsessed with this thing, you guys. Let me pull it out for you. So basically, you put the stick into this bottom stand here, the base, and then you put it on top. They love this thing. There it is. That goes back in there. Then on this side, we have, what are these called? Puff balls? What are these called? I don't know what these are called. They're called whatever little balls we have in here. And I have cut up strips of felt. So all I did was I took some scrap felt, which I'm so glad that I kept, so I didn't have to use new felt, and I cut it up into strips and I stuck it in here. So this will be such a fun sensory play, something completely different from the rocks and the rice, just another texture, another sensory item they can play with. Last but not least, I have 2 sensory bins. Now, they don't play with their sensory bin items in here. I mean, they do, but I have a mat that I'm going to be showing you guys in just a second. I'm going to also show you guys my toddlers actually playing with them and how much fun that they have. I put these together, a lot of these items from the dollar store, Daiso, Amazon. It's just a huge mixture, and they just get to go to town. They can scoop the sensory bin stuff, they can dump things out, they have little cups. Let me just go through each one here. So I have an egg, they can put the egg together, tiny little cups. They have another little green cup, just a different little texture. They have little dolls and stuff, and I switch these out. I have a bunch of different ones from the dollar store and other places, Amazon, that have little figurines. Sometimes I'll put Disney stuff, but every once in a while, maybe like every week, I'll trade those out. So it just keeps it kind of spicy for them. And then I got these from the dollar store, so they have a bunch of scoopers in this, and I also have the ice cube tray, some plastic cups, and then I have a little shovel. Oh, and it comes with a rake. Hers is missing the rake, but it comes with a little rake too. But yeah, oh, and this little garbage can thing, which is so much fun. They just dump it out and they put stuff in, so they are obsessed with it. I'm gonna show you guys a couple little motor skill things that I have for my daughter. She is gonna be 2, like I said, in August, so this is more for her age, but my son likes to do it as well. He just likes to be a little bit more challenged. You know, stringing through the hole and stuff like that, that's more like his level. But, so I bought a couple sets of dollar store checkers, and then I took these from the board because the board was just like made out of plastic. So now we have all of these coins instead of checker pieces. Then I cut the top off. This was a oatmeal container from Walmart. Anyways, they can just come over here, X-Acto knife, and she just puts these in. So this is just another fun activity that she can do to keep herself busy. So she loves this. Here's another little bag that I put together. And if I see they're not playing with something or they're getting tired of something, I'll switch it out. So I have a bunch of these different little toddler things made up. I didn't want to show you guys every single thing that I have, but I thought I'd give you a few ideas after the busy bins, just to give you, you know, some ideas on things you can switch out. So I forgot to put the little stickers, but just like those little dots that I showed you guys, they match the color ball to the dot. So they say red, blue, purple, whatever it is. And then I mixed in a couple different colors that aren't in there. So that way they can really see if they can get the color. And two, if you have a baby that's not old enough to match the colors, it's okay. They can just play with it, switch the colors, play with the balls. Like, this is a fun thing to do, and this is from the dollar store. And I got the balls off of Amazon, so super easy, quick to put together. And what's nice when you have bags or pouches or packing cubes, you can just stick the whole thing inside of a packing cube, travel with it, take it to your parents' house, a friend's house, wherever you're going, and they have a little toy they can play with. Okay, so here's my little tray, and then I have these little guys here. And you set everything up for them, and they have their little tray out. Now, as they get older, they can obviously set it up themselves. For my youngest toddler, I would probably set it up for her. My 3-year-old, he could probably do this himself. I would just need to show him one time, and he could totally do it. And that's what you want. You want them to be more self-sufficient. You want them to be able to teach themselves things and how to do things on their own. And having this little tray makes everything stay together, and they know this is their workspace, this is what they're doing, and then they just start sorting. Okay, so the next little learning activity, we're using a dollar store tray, and then we dump out everything onto the tray so they can see their workspace and what they're doing, and then they just start sorting all of the little pieces. I'm not going to be going through all the contents of my little cart here. This is my kind of like my homeschooling teacher cart, but I wanted to show you guys a few of the things that I like to have for my toddlers for their busy bins. Now, trays are huge for the Montessori learning, and there's different little pockets here, the little sorting trays. I believe I got these off of Lakeshore Learning. But also, what's a really affordable thing you can do too is cookie sheets from the dollar store. So you can use magnets on these, all kinds of stuff, and use these as trays instead, way more affordable. I also like to keep placemats on me. And this is a giant pad. It looks like paper, but you actually use it as a placemat for art. And then I also like keeping this board here. This is a dry erase board. It pops open. I love having this on me for the toddlers, just in case I want to write letters. Now, what's important is all of their art stuff is gone. That's not the important thing. It's having a place to put it all. So I have to replenish this, but let me show you what is left in here. So these were the scissors that I was talking about, and they actually cut paper, which is so much fun. And I have to go find these. I don't know what happened to all their little chubby pencils, but these are great pencils because they don't break and they can't peel them. Oh, it irks me when I find peeled crayons. I don't know if I'm a weirdo, but they also have big chunky crayons. So anyways, I will be replenishing those. I just wanted to show you, we always have these. So when they're doing art or whatever, I can just pull it out and they get to play with their little art stuff. I also have this little bin here that has, this is more for like the bigger kids, but if I want them to play with markers or whatever, I'll just grab this little caddy out and have them play with it. Now this is from Target, it's super old, so I definitely don't think that's still available. And if you guys haven't seen, this is my big kids stuff. I'll be showing you guys inside of these in my next video, but I also have a video, homeschool stuff last year that I did. You guys can see exactly how I organized it. I'll link that video down below for you guys. I also have some more of these trays, which are great for learning and adding stuff into if I want them to play with those in their busy boxes. We also have these trays. Trays are great. I'll be showing you guys in a second how they play with stuff with the trays, but you just set the tray out, they add their stuff to it, do their sorting and all that. Love using trays. This is my little mat that I use. I'll be pulling this out and I put this underneath them while they're playing with their sensory stuff, and I say, everything has to stay on the mat or we don't play with it anymore. So everything has to be here. I don't care if there's rice all over it. What's nice is I can pick it up and I dump it right into the box, which is amazing. Okay, so here is inside all of the sensory play containers, and I'm gonna go through each of these. First we have rice. Then we have little puff balls and the little string, which is fun for them to play with. Then we have beans. Then we have some pasta. Then we have some rocks. Okay, so here is their blue mat, and this is kind of how I set them up. I like to keep them on opposite sides. They get their own tray. I'll be taking the stuff out of their boxes. I'll show you what it looks like, and pouring the beans inside of their little containers. But keeping them separate is always a good thing, and they know they have to stay on the mat. That is the rule. See?
You play. You can play. One, Oh, this scoop. Okay, I know it's your favorite. Look, grab this and put it up really high.
We're inside of my toy closet right now, but I just wanted to show you guys I have this shelf right here, and this is where my bins stay inside the closet, so that way they're up and out of the way and the kids cannot get into them. That is super key. You do not want them to be able to have free reign to all the bins. And then, okay, so up here I also wanted to show you guys another system that I have. One day it's just not working, I need to grab something fast, or we're just super busy, or whatever the case may be. I have these different items here that I also like to have for my toddlers. We have music, a couple different like magnetic boards, we have a train set. This is just a little figurine thing. We have these little ball things that they roll down inside of, and then Mr. Potato Head. So I will pull these out as I need to, or if I want to switch something up, but I like having this little area up here. So this is pretty much them, this and this, and that's all they have. Literally in the entire house, that is all of their toys. Now they do have, all the kids have Legos, they have Play-Doh, and we have balls. And I've shown you guys this in my video, and we switched things up a little bit because, like I said, this and this is literally all the toys in the entire house, this whole closet. You know, my big kids each get one shelf, which I don't think is bad for them to have, but honestly, this is it. This is all the toys in the whole house. It's so much nicer not having a million toys, so. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed my toddler daily busy bins. I had so much fun putting this together for you guys because I'm hoping it helps a mom out there that's stressed out or is like having some crazy stuff going on. I hope this keeps things a little bit more under control or manageable, however you want to say it. But if you can use anything I showed you here today and you feel like I added value to your life, definitely give your girl a thumbs up. Let me know that you enjoy this type of content and video. And also, if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, and thank you so much, I truly appreciate you. Today's secret emoji is leave me the number of kids that you guys have. Even if it's a dog and you don't have any kids, leave me your kids down below so we can see how many kids everybody has. I think this is gonna be a real fun one. If you haven't done so already, subscribe and hit that little bell because you don't wanna miss out on what's coming in the future. And don't forget to answer that question of the day. Let us know what your systems are because like I said, this is the best part of YouTube is getting information and collabing with each other to find what works best for ourselves and for our home. So definitely come share your experiences down below. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and until next time, I'm always your girl, Lorna Marie.